Friends from the media, good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference. I'd like to take your questions.
谢谢发言人。总台央视记者提问：3月31号，美国国务卿卢比奥在国务院网站发布声明称，
March 31st, U.S. State Secretary Marco Rubio released a statement on his website saying that CPC denied access of American diplomats and journalists into Xizang, and according to reciprocal access into Xizang law, and it will impose restrictions on relevant Chinese officials. What is your comment? The U.S. Grossly interferes in Xizang affairs and China's internal affairs, and grossly in violation of international law and basic norms governing international relations. China strongly opposed that. I'd like to stress that Xizang is an open Xizang. We have never had any regulations on restricting foreigners' access into Xizang. And Xizang every year receives a lot of tourists and people from all sectors of society. In 2024, it received over 320,000 tourists. Considering Xizang's unique geographic and climate conditions, and the Chinese government has taken relevant management and protection measures to regulate foreigners' access into Xizang, which is necessary. And we welcome all foreigners to visit doing business, traveling in Xizang, but they have to abide by China's laws and regulations. At the same time, we oppose smears under the name of human rights, religion, and culture. We oppose foreign officials disrupt Xizang under the name of accessing to Xizang. We urge the United States to abide by its commitments on issues related to Xizang, stop aiding and abetting, supporting Xizang independent separatists, and stop using Xizang-related issues to interfere in China's internal affairs. And we will take countermeasures against the U.S. moves. The U.S. State Department releases the 2025 Hong Kong Policy Act report and announces sanctions against 6 Chinese officials. What is China's comment? The so-called report issued once again by the U.S. this year is steeped in lies and false accusations. The piece attacked the law on safeguarding national security in the Hong Kong SAR and the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance, discredit Hong Kong's diplomacy, rule of law, and the access of freedoms and the human rights condition. The report interfered in the handling of judicial cases in Hong Kong, smeared the extraterritorial application of the law on safeguarding national security in the Hong Kong SAR, and slapped illegal unilateral sanctions against officials of the resident organ of the Central People's Government of the PRC in Hong Kong and the Hong Kong SAR government. Such despicable practices severely interfere in Hong Kong's affairs and China domestic affairs, grossly trample on the principles of international law and the basic norms governing international relations, fully exposes the U.S. ill intention of disrupting Hong Kong's prosperity and stability, containing China's development. China deplores and opposes this and has made strong demands to the U.S. It must be pointed out that since the return of Hong Kong, the central government has fully, faithfully, and firmly implemented the principles of one country, two systems, Hong Kong people administering Hong Kong at a high degree of autonomy. The SAR adopted and entered into force the law on safeguarding national security in the Hong Kong SAR and the ordinance with the aim of putting into place a stronger legal system of upholding national security, better safeguarding the rights and freedoms illegally enjoyed by Hong Kong residents, and ensuring the steady and sustained implementation of one country, two systems. This move also fully reflects the shared aspiration of all Chinese people, including our Hong Kong compatriots. SAR police took measures in accordance with the law against anti-China rioters who have fled Hong Kong, and the SAR judicial authorities handle cases that violate national security law in an independent and just manner. Such practice fully conforms with international law and common practice, and cannot be interfered by the U.S., and the U.S. on the one hand keeps overstretching and abusing the concept of national security, stepping up illegal unilateral sanctions and long-term jurisdiction, yet on the other, deliberately smearing and attacking the effort of China's central government in upholding national security in Hong Kong in accordance with the law and abusing sanctions. This once again exposes the U.S. hypocritical double standard and domineering nature. I'd like to stress that Hong Kong, China's Hong Kong affairs are purely in China's internal affairs. China's determination to safeguard national security sovereignty, security, and development interests remain solid, and our determination to implement one country, two systems remain firm, and our determination to oppose any foreign interference into China in Hong Kong affairs are also firm. We urge the U.S. to abide by the laws of the international law and the basic norms governing international relations, and stop using any way to interfere in Hong Kong affairs. And for any wrong actions taken by the U.S., we will strongly reject those measures. Next one, please.
Yesterday, presidents of Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan signed a treaty establishing the junction points of the three countries' boundaries, marking the final resolution of boundary issues among the three countries. What's your comment? China congratulates Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan over the signing of the agreements defining the tri-boundary points of the three countries and the final resolution of their boundary issues. We commend the three countries' efforts of resolving state boundary issues through peaceful consultation. This approach echoes the trend of the times for peace and development and is conducive to further promoting regional peace, stability, development, and prosperity. As the three countries' friendly neighbor and comprehensive strategic partner, China stands ready to take this opportunity to work with Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and other Central Asian countries in advancing high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, deepening practical cooperation in various fields, and delivering more benefits for the local people. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人澎湃。
Maybe ladies first. Ladies first, okay. Next for you.
谢谢发言人澎湃新闻提问。最近不少外国朋友。
Recently, many foreign friends have visited China, including some top influencers. They shared what they saw in China by writing and through camera lens. In response, some internet users overseas said they saw a China that is different from what they had heard about. And have you noted relevant reports? And do you have any comment? Recent months witnessed a packaged agenda in China's official diplomacy and a continuous variety of events of people-to-people diplomacy. The one-shot live streaming by foreign influencers presents China as it is in a panoramic view, one that has not been edited or put into any filter. This again spurs growing enthusiasm for China. This shows that the cultural and people-to-people exchanges between China and other countries enjoy profound support from the people, and such bonds cannot and will not be severed. Having been inspired by virtual tours to China online, more and more foreign friends decide to get a first-hand experience of China and take an on-a-wind trip. Take Beijing as example. Since December 17, 2024, the port said the city handled over 1.3 million inbound and outbound trips by foreigners, and more than 310,000 of them were made under visa-free policy, an increase of 150% year-on-year compared with before the policy was put into place. We will further expand our visa-free circle of friends and roll out more facilitation measures for cross-border travel. We welcome more foreign friends to visit China in this beautiful spring.
伊朗声像组织，特朗普最近威胁了伊朗，说他将轰炸伊朗。 这完全违反了联合国宪章。外交部对此有何评论？
Not long ago, China hosted the Beijing meeting on the Iranian nuclear issue and issued a joint statement, putting forth 5 points on how to properly manage the Iranian nuclear issue. We believe political and diplomatic means are the only right way out of the issue. We advocate for a new consensus based on JCPOA. The implementation of JCPOA was disturbed by the withdrawal of the U.S. The U.S. should show political sincerity and return to talks as soon as possible. Sanctions and pressure and force and the threat will lead nowhere. The issue right now is at a critical crossroads and has the risk of escalation. But right now, it is also an important opportunity for each side to have dialogue, to reach political and diplomatic solution. The priority right now is for all parties to have a constructive attitude and step up diplomatic efforts and create conditions for resuming talks. China will continue to push for peace talks and strive for the resumption of talks and find a solution, a just, balanced, and sustainable solution that accommodates all parties' concerns and safeguard international non-proliferation regime and promote peace and stability in the Middle East. Next one, please.
发言人好，新华社记者提问：今天是中国和印度建交75周年纪念日，中方如何评价中印关系的整体发展？对两国关系未来有何展望？谢谢。
Today marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between China and India. How does China characterize the overall development of the bilateral relations? What does China expect of the bilateral relations in the future? Today marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and India. President Xi Jinping and Indian President Draupadi Murmu and Premier Li Qiang and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi exchanged congratulatory messages respectively. Both China and India are ancient civilizations, major developing countries and important members of the global south, and both are in a crucial stage of modernization. The historical course of our bilateral relations shows that being partners that contribute to each other's success and a cooperative Dukes of the dragon and the elephant is the right choice for both sides and fully meets the fundamental interests of the two countries and two parties. Under the strategic guidance of the leaders of our two countries, China stands ready to work with India to build and handle the bilateral relations with a strategic and long-term perspective and take this occasion as an opportunity to enhance strategic mutual trust, step up exchanges and cooperation in various spheres, deepen communication and coordination in major international affairs, jointly maintain peace and tranquility in the border areas, and advance China-India relations on the track of sound and stable development. Next one, please.
A question from Bloomberg, the U.S.
彭博社，美国防长海格塞斯不久前表示，美国将在印太地区，包括台湾海峡在内，提供可信的威慑。今天，中国在台湾周围举行演习，外交部对当前形势有何评论？
关于你
On the joint exercise, Eastern Theater Command and the Taiwan Office of the State Council already released information. Our joint exercise is a severe warning and a strong deterrence to Taiwan independent separatist forces, and it is aimed at safeguarding national sovereignty and national reunification. It's justified and lawful. Taiwan is an integral part of China's territory, and Taiwan question is China's internal affair, which brooks no foreign interference. DPP authorities' insistence on Taiwan independence, trying to seek independence with foreign support, is doomed to fail, and China is bound to be reunified. And this is an unstoppable historical trend. On the remarks by the American official you just mentioned, I made a response yesterday. Let me stress that any military cooperation between Japan and the United States cannot target any third party, cannot harm the interests of other countries. The U.S. move to stir up trouble, and the regional countries should stay high alert. On Taiwan question, we urge relevant individuals to give up on the illusion of Taiwan independence and abide by the One China principle and the 3 China-U.S. joint communiques, and the U.S. should honor its commitments. Next one, please.
Thank you, AFP. Just
法新社关于在台岛周围的演习， 你能否介绍是否包括实弹演习？演习将进行多久？第二个问题是关于东部战区发布的卡通漫画，里面画了一些虫子。中方通过发布这些漫画，能否展示其作为一个可信的形象？
刚才
On the joint exercise, already made a response. On the specific question, I would refer you to competent authorities for the specifics. Next one, please.
From PTI.
印报托关于中印建交75周年。此前有报道称，中印双方将举行一系列的庆祝活动。你能否详细介绍这些活动？
正如我刚
As I just mentioned, this year marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between China and India, and the two sides have the willingness to take the occasion to advance bilateral relations. In October last year, President Xi and Prime Minister Modi met in Kashan, and this is a strategic guidance for bilateral relations. Recently, the two sides are implementing the consensus of the two leaders and are promoting and cooperation and achieved fruitful outcomes. Regarding to the specific events, we will release information in due course. Please stay tuned. Next one, please. Any other questions?
今天的记者会到
This is the end of today's press conference. Thank you.